Hey guys, how's it going? You're here with Overly Conversated Overtime. It's your girl Victoria, Victron V12, Lady V, pick one, choose one. I go by it all. Today we have one of my good homies. I'm so proud of him, so hyped to have him on with us, Rockstar JT.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? It's your boy Rockstar JT. Nice to see y'all.
Hey, I'm so excited to be doing this. I feel like we talk all the time and to share our thoughts with the world will be really cool. So
Yeah.
definitely. Well, I mean, to start off, you just dropped your new song. Do you pronounce it 36 or 36 or?
I pronounce it 3-6. I just had to put that on there because a reason that somebody told me to put it on there.
No, it's good. So, no, I mean, it's getting a lot of love,
Hmm
put on playlists and just what are you excited about for that song? And
Yeah. So with that song, so originally I didn't even know who was gonna be on the song. So originally it was me, Joey Montez, and a guy named Marty from Social Club. We was gonna get on there, and I was like, "Oh Lord, like we're not gonna finish that song." And it was like, "Oh, I got another one." And I was like, "Okay, so let me take it upon myself to actually do this song. Like I need to do this song." So I'm like, "Okay, let me hit up some friends," and I hit up No Big Deal, and I hit up Tori Deshawn, and it was just like, "Yeah, man, I'm down. The song fire." So I'm excited to see it just like grow and grow and grow and grow, because it's just like I know, like any song that I drop, I know the process that comes with it. Like I know when I first reached out to the artist, I know when they send their verse in, I know when I just record my verse, I know when I go to the studio, when I book the time. Sometimes I go to the studio and I have to book time. I have a little setup here, but it's not like nothing that major. So
yeah.
like I know the process. So like anytime I release something, I'm just like, okay, I'm about to go out and share this with people. This got 30,000 streams in 1 week, even though that's not like large numbers, but like for me, like that's large numbers. And I'm just like, whoa, like we're really out here. Like, so I just want to see it at live shows as well too. Like, I don't know when live shows gonna be back, but whenever, it's just beautiful. Like when you're performing on stage and you hear all these people yelling your lyrics from the top of their lungs, I'm just like, what in the world? So yeah, that's what I'm more excited for, like just to see that mug at live shows.
Yeah. No, and I mean, you're already making your name through your live shows. You're just not afraid to go all out and to,
Right.
yeah, what is the importance of that live show as an artist to help build your brand and your name?
Yeah, most definitely. So for me, I look at it as it's all about, like, I feel like hip hop has always been about moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever since like the start, like the moment, like say when like Big and Pac were back, like alive back then, or like when Tupac got, you know, robbed and everything and shot, and then it was like, okay, he was in the elevator, and that was a moment for hip hop that I remember. You know what I mean? Like I remember, if I remember that, it was a moment. So I remembered recently like the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj moment, or when Kendrick Lamar, you know, just put a black screen on his Instagram, or when Lil Uzi Vert at Rolling Loud, he jumped off of the daggone thing. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what it was. It was like 20 feet in the air, and I was just like, I feel like hip hop is about moments. So I'm just like, so when I post something, I want it to be about that moment, if that makes sense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so me going crazy at shows is me being myself, you know. But any artist, I feel like, can just go on stage and rap. Like I've seen that. I've been to concerts when people just spitting, and it's dope. If you're just a true MC and you're not an entertainer, like I understand, like just spit your bars. But for me, it's just like doing, like jumping off a stage and stuff. It makes the experience, like people remember it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
made a moment in October at A3C when I jumped off some stairs. People remember that, you know, like it was a moment. So it's just like I want people to remember me, like as being more than just an artist. I want to be like a legend. So it's just like I gotta make moments, and I don't do it for like, I do it because it's me. I don't do it for like, oh, I
Yeah.
have a moment, but it's just like anytime I do something, I feel like is a moment, and I just want to continue to make that.
Definitely. No, and I think that's like a form of crowding of fan interaction, and like if
Right.
you just get the crowd excited, and like you said, it's you, like you're not somebody trying to like get on World Star to like be cool, like you're just being yourself, and like
Yeah.
that's why it's cool, I think, is because it's so authentic and like
Yeah.
yeah, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the A3C show, and you've done like your own little independent tour already too, right? Like,
I have.
mm-hmm.
It was 2017, so this is way before. Like, I feel like now, if I go on tour now, I feel like we can have way more people in the building that we did have. But I'm like, for a person, I had like 4,000 followers on Instagram, and a guy named Montel Fish probably had like 6 or 7,000
Mm-hmm.
followers. Nobody was at 10,000. Nobody. We was just chilling, and I just put a post up, and I'm like, on Facebook, I boosted a post, and that mug got like a whole bunch of likes, and we got all of our shows from it, you know, like, so every show that we did, we went to like Charlotte, North Carolina, we went to York, Pennsylvania, we did one in Atlanta, we did one in Florida, like we did like different places, and every show that we went to, and we only had 4,000 followers, you know, so we had like 75 plus people at every the lowest show was Charlotte, and that was like 80 people. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It was just like, it's not a whole lot of people, but for a person with 4,000 to 7,000 followers, if you can go to a city and bring 10 people out, it's just like, okay, you won. So we brought like a lot of people out like every day, and I'm just like, wow, like we're really out here like bringing people out. So it's just like, it was beautiful. That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah. No, I mean, any people like get disappointed when they have a few people on stage or at their shows, or but like you started somewhere, and like you're building, and I mean that was a great start in and of
Mm,
itself. That's crazy,
right.
that was like 3 years ago. I feel like you've been
Yeah.
doing it for so long, and it's good to see just how you're growing, and like
Mm,
that's
I appreciate
exciting.
it.
Yeah, of course. I know another song that like kind of made waves for you was Get Your Weight Up. That was a big one.
Mm,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, and that one was on Euphoria, that
Hmm.
show that everybody was talking about. And
Yeah.
kind of when did you know that that was a song, was a moment for you? We're talking about like moments and.
Yeah. But so it's weird. I promise you, like, if I'm lying, I'm frying. Like, when I was in the studio, this was 2017 as well. Like 3 years ago. Like, that's when the song came out 3 years ago, but we just got placed like in June of last year. But
Mhm.
3 years ago, I was in the bathroom. I was using the bathroom after we got out of the session. Like, we had a little session with our friend Bao fam, and this is a guy named Doe B, his producer, his executive producer, his engineer, you know, his producer, like he was everything for him.
Mhm.
So he made the beat, and I was like, we was just sitting there making beats, and he was like, nah, bro, I don't like that one, I don't like that one. And we was like, what? So we went back, he went back to the beat, and I was just like, bro, that's the beat, that's the beat right there. And he was like, nah, bro. And yet he didn't like it like that. And I was like, nah, bro, that, like, me and Ye was like, what? You don't like that? So I was in the bathroom, like I said, and I heard him put "Turn Me Up," Bow. You know what it is. He had Doe B said the S word, "Turn Me Up," Bow. You know what it is. When I heard him cut that part out, in my mind, I was like, this beat is for us, because it's like, okay, we Christian rappers.
Tailor fitted.
So, so yeah, we're Christian rappers, and it's just like we have to block that out. Even though we don't have to block it out, I don't feel like you had to block it out, but for him, you know, it was like block it out. So okay. I was like, when I heard the song, I was like, this is a hit. I was like, okay, I don't know what, like the first thing I thought about was like, lost my lighter, but I'm lit. Hey, I ain't broke, I ain't rich. Hey. And then I was like, nah, that wasn't it. So then we heard one of a guy named Stephen Malcolm. He had a song I forgot the name of the song, and then one of my fans, like a fan, like from 2017, he comments on someone like Twitter or something like that. He was like, it was a song called "Moving Weight" I dropped in 2016. My grandma died. And he commented, he said, "Get your weight up," and I was just like, "What?" And then me and my homeboy, yeah, we just riding. He was like, "Okay, get your weight up." To this beat, to the same beat. It was like, okay, get your weight up. And I was like, oh wow, so that was a hit. So I hit my friends up. So I'm really invested in my city. So like I hit some friends up from the city. Like one of the guys was in like the same group as Doe B, and I thought it was only right to have Doe B voice on the song, but they had a guy named CB and Mooley on there. So he was on the song with me, and I hit up Set Dollar, a dude who like really popping in my city. And when I hit him up, they was like, bro, that's a hit. You know what I mean? So we did that. We did the video. We dropped it. How I knew the song was crazy, because this is like, when I dropped Get Your Weight Up, this is the first song I dropped ever where people are like actually engaged, reposting my stuff, like reposting it, very engaged with it. Like you had different artists supporting it. I'm like, man, what artist support came from? Everybody texting my phone. So I was like, okay, so this is like definitely a moment for me. And then like years went by, I was like, bruh, I remember when we tried to submit the song for a placement, and I was like, man, 2 years went by, and we was just like, man, like we don't even know if it's gonna get placed, but it was like, okay, we tried. It was a couple months before we got placed on Euphoria, so it was June 2019. I was in Philly, and somebody tweeted me on Twitter. They was like, hey JT, I thought that I heard you on this show last night, and I was like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not on no show. My music's not on the show. And the next morning, my friend Travis, he called me. Well, he texted me first, and he was like, somebody owe you some money. I was like, what you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, bro, you on Euphoria. I was like, what is that? It was like the show starting Zendaya. I was like, who's that? And
Zendaya.
I didn't know. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, didn't put the pieces together.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. So I knew it was a moment from when I dropped it in 2017. I just didn't know when it was going. You know, some records take certain time to actually blow, like, or pop. So
yeah, no, a lot of it really is that waiting game, and that like it can be a while, but sometimes the time comes when you least expect it.
and it's beautiful when it comes. It's just like you walking on water.
That's so cool. Yeah, I was so hyped to see your name on that, because that was a good curated soundtrack for that show, and
It was.
yeah.
Like
So
we was with Beyonce, like Megan Thee Stallion, like, and it was crazy because I looked at Complex magazine, I looked at Billboard, and my name was on there. I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? So it was a huge moment, even though it wasn't like a thing like covering straight just Rockstar JT, but even for my name to be in the mentions, I was gagged.
yeah, no, that's you're in those publications.
Right.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, and you were talking about working with some of Doe B's affiliates, and I know that like his legacy is so important to you. What does that mean to just carry on what he means to the Montgomery community and the people there?
Yeah, so I always get like, when I think about Doe, I get sad. Like I was talking to one of my friends last night about it, and we was just like, man, we feel like Doe could have still been living if he wouldn't have came back to the city, if he wouldn't have came here, because Tip was trying to fly him out to Tampa. Him and Lil Wayne had a music video, and I know what video it was, and when I seen it, I was just like, yo, like, and that was about to work with Pharrell, like Pharrell, the Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, he could have been down there working with Pharrell, you know, and I was just like, just to see like him die in my city, like it was crazy, because I remember actually seeing the picture. See, a lot of people don't know that, like we actually had the picture with him on the ground, like shot dead. It was a picture. He was in the club like 5 minutes from my house, and just to see like somebody who had potential, you know, to make it far in the industry, just to get killed, it's just like, it made me scared for like in 2019, my mom, she called me and she was just texting me. She's like, I don't think you should move back to Alabama because, you know, people gonna kill you. But I'm like, I feel like at the same time, God protected me. So
Mm-hmm.
when I think about Doe B, it's just like I want to build a legacy here in my city where it's somebody who actually makes it out and makes it really far and comes back and we invest in our city. I don't know if you ever watch any of Doe B interviews. He had an interview with Sway like a few months before he died. And he was like, Sway said, well, I'm going to come to Montgomery. I'm going to come to Alabama. And Doe B said, when you coming? And Sway was like, I don't know. So I want to be able to bring Sway Calloway like here and
Yeah.
continue that like in the name of Doe. You know what I mean? Like doing
Mm-hmm.
things he said that he would do, not because I owe him anything, but just because I respect what he did for the city. He got eyes on the city. He brought T.I. Juicy J down here. He was the biggest artist out of my city. So I just want to continue that for him, honestly. So
Yeah, that's so important. I know even like here when Nipsey Hussle died, it was just like he was trying to be in the community to like give back to the community, but it's like that got him killed ultimately, and it's just so like it shouldn't be that way, you know? Like it's just
yeah,
not but
crazy.
yeah. No, I'm glad to see artists like you just carrying on his legacy, and yeah, let's get Sway. Let's get him down to Montgomery.
Let's get Sway to
We're gonna do
Montgomery. We got to have a barbecue or something in this quarantine.
it. Hey, there you go. Well, let's get into what we love to talk about. But I know even today you posted that video about just like being okay, being a Christian and a rapper, and like, but I know it's been such a personal journey for you. And I mean, even for me, like anybody who knows my journey about hip hop and my faith, and like it can be a hard
Mm.
thing, but kind of where are you at right now and what's been on your heart in that?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, for me, it's just like when I look at the game, and I'm looking from I'm not in the mainstream industry right now, you know. So I mean, I had a little taste of it, like for like shows and stuff, but it was like I'm not actually one of the mainstream artists.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the game like from the Christian side, I'm still like, Dad, this is very like crappy. Like honestly, if I'm real, the industry, you know what I mean. But what I would say is we don't have to be as people of faith. We don't have to sell ourselves. We do have to sell ourselves, like, and you have to preach like when you preach the gospel or make sure you're dressed a certain way, talk a certain way. So it's pros and cons. But it's just like when you're in the industry, they want you to rap about, you know, things that you know are against God, you know, like things that you know are against God. And then it's like when you make it to the Grammys or something, everybody like, oh, thank God. And I'm just like, okay, but the stuff that you rapped about was
But you
against,
just
you know, like it's weird. They be like, oh, thank God, but like what you rapping about, like it's anti-God. So I
mm-hmm.
was just like, just saying YK Osiris talk. I was like, man, like this music. He was like, this music industry ain't really like God's game. You know what I mean? And he knows more than I know, like a lot of the stuff that's really going on in the mainstream industry behind the scenes. And it's just like if somebody like that's so successful, who went platinum before and like have shows like with a whole bunch of people there, and you know, and as a selling artist, like I'm like, he's not lying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's lying. He had the success. He has the success. He has the girls. He has the fame. He has all of the stuff. He got money. Like, so it's just like he has this stuff and he's still not content, if that makes sense. So it's just like, why would I chase after vanity? Why
Mm-hmm.
would I chase after? And what I mean is, what I meant by like my post is I was actually chasing to be a mainstream artist. Like I
Mm-hmm.
want, like I had conversations with you before. Was that I was actually chasing that, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't go mainstream. I wouldn't like get in the mainstream world, but I'm not chasing it anymore. Like, I'm not going to force myself to make records so that mainstream people can like it, or that I'll lose what I do have now. Because even if you don't go mainstream, if you have, I was talking with one of my friends one time, if you have something going on where you're selling, you're doing good for yourself, you making money, like, be content with that, you know, like, and that's what I had to learn for myself. Like, be content with that. You may not go mainstream, you may go mainstream, but it only is in God's hands. Only God knows. So it's just like, why would I chase after that? And I can just be content and make the music. If I want to make a trap record, I'll make a trap record. But I'm not. I made a song called Subway in 2018, and I purposely made it to chase after mainstream success. And I felt so convicted and nasty, so I deleted it. And I was just like, yeah, me. And then I just put it on SoundCloud because I didn't want to, like, people, all of my fans were asking for it. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll upload it on SoundCloud. So it was on there. But it's just like, for me, I can't make records like that to chase. If I want to make a record like that just to make it, cool. But I know where my heart was at when I made it. And my heart was to chase success. And I was like, dang, this song right here gonna get me on Rolling Loud stage. This song right here gonna get me, you know, on Billboard. This song right here gonna go on Rap Caviar and all of that stuff. Just having just the everyday rapper dream, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, why am I chasing that? And I'm not even chasing God. Like, I'm not even believing like that God can put me on these platforms, like, for real, because God can do it. Like, I'm not trying to be like the next like Lecrae or none of these people. I'm trying to be the first Rockstar JT. So it's just like, I'm not going to limit myself to that either. I'm just like, whatever God wants me. If God wants me to do that, that's what I'm going to do. If he wants me to do this, this is what I'm going to do. But I'm no longer put myself in a position where I'm like, hey, mainstream, let me run after you. And it's just like, nah, I'm just going to be sitting to who I am so I could be more happy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, honestly, I do remember when you posted that, and then I felt bad because I mean, it was a good track, like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh no, like, did I like encourage him to like go again? I don't know, like, I remember feeling really bad for like, but we do have to know our own intentions and like our
Right.
own, and like that's so wise of you and like humble of you to like to know that and to, yeah. But no, it is a lot about just discerning and trusting God, like, yeah. So I mean, what are some moments maybe that have, I mean, obviously we've seen like Lecrae cross so many boundaries as like a Christian rapper, and I mean, he's been very public about his own journey too, but I
Right.
mean, maybe what are some things that have encouraged you in regards to like being a Christian rapper and like you'll get your own version of success?
Yeah, so for me, like, I'll be a liar if I say looking at Lecrae didn't. Like, looking at him did, looking at dudes like Toby Nwigby. Like, a lot of people don't know that he's a Christian.
Oh,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he's a Christian, like Lecrae's a Christian, Xavier Omar's a Christian. Like, you have different people who are Christian. Chance the Rapper's a Christian, you know? Like, these people are Christians. Kanye West is now a Christian. So it's just like, I'm looking and I'm like, yo, I really do love God. Like, I really do. I'm not perfect, but I really do. Like, if I didn't love God, why just chase Christian rap? Like, Christian rap is very small, and there's a lot of people. There's more artists mainstream that are big than Christian rappers. You know what I mean? That's just a fact. So it's just like, I'm not chasing this for fame or success, but I do want to be successful. If that makes sense, I do want to be successful. I do want to help shake the world. So it's just like, when I'm looking at Lecrae, I'm like, okay, this man won Grammys. This man did that. This man is on that. I'm like, that's cool. But I want to be able to do that too, but be in the mainstream side. So when I look at a Chance, that encourages me, how he now stands on his convictions, but he's in that world. So that's a huge encouragement, where he won like hip hop Grammys, where he won, like, where he's on the secular, I hate using that word, the secular stages and stuff like that. Like, it's just, for me, I need to be able to stand on that and be that and follow my convictions. Like, okay, you gonna be this this is what God called me to do. He called me to be a Christian. You know what I mean? I need to stand on that and be that, follow my convictions, but don't follow the rules of the Christian hip hop or whatever. So when I'm looking at those guys, it really helps me to move forward in my faith. And when I see myself with Get Your Weight Up on like Euphoria or something like that, I'm like, okay, this song, I know what it's talking about, but these people think it's talking about something else. And it's just, okay, I'll take that, but I know in my mind what it means. And it's just like, okay, like I'm seeing that's mainstream success right there. People don't, that show's not a Christian show. Like, you know what I mean? Nowhere near Christian. So it's just like, there is room for my stuff there. I just got to learn how to navigate it. You know what I mean? And not sound too corny, but not sound too ratchet either. So I'm just trying to learn that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's a whole process. And I think too, like it's important to, like, obviously as a Christian, we're called to like not idolize money or
Right.
worldly success, but like God does call people to that platform, you know, and I that bigger platform, which means worldly success sometimes, you know, and
Right.
I think that's something I'm trying to figure out too, is like fame and money and like isn't an inherently bad thing, like if that's part of God's gifts to you to use for him.
Right.
So I don't know, it's a weird thing. But yeah, no, I mean, I love conversations we've had about like Rolling Loud, of like, why aren't Christians at Rolling Loud?
Right.
Like there's space for believers there, you know, like
Exactly.
yeah, like why is it so separate to where it's like, I don't know, like there needs to be light there too. So
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I know. Like for me, like a lot of the music that I listen to, like in Christian hip hop, like I try to listen to it, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's not whack. Some of it's not whack. A lot of it is, but some of it's not. You know what I mean? So it's just like the ones that's not, I'm like, yo, like this could really stand toe for toe with any of these people. Like for real, for real. I don't say that about a lot of stuff, but if I throw on a Aha Gazelle track, or I can throw on a Pop Smoke track and be like, bro, like R.I.P. Pop Smoke.
So hurt.
Yeah, yeah, that does hurt me too. But I'm just saying, over music, like I'm like, yo, both of these records go, like Shake the Room or Mama's House by Aha Gazelle. Like both of these, but Shake the Room, Pop Smoke, Mama's House, Aha Gazelle. It's just like both of these songs can go, but I feel like as Christians we don't get the same exposure, because when you start doing that, like you have a lot of people like the guy from No Jumper, Adam, and stuff like that. Like he hates Christians. Like he hates Christianity. Like he talked about it before. But I want, like, people like that need to know every Christian ain't what you think it is. You know, we're not like these super holy roller type people. Like, nah, we people who don't judge. You know, like my type of people. Like we love you regardless. If my friends never get saved, I'm gonna love them. You know what I mean? Like it's not my job to not love you because you know. I mean, I live my truth. You know, but if that's how you want to live, I'll talk to you, like I'll live around you, but my main goal is not to just conform you into a Christian. That's not why I hang around you. I hang around you because I love your personality. I love who you are. I love what you love. I love to turn up. You know, I may have different convictions than you, but I love to have fun. Like I'll go to the club. Like for me, as a Christian, I will. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, like I will. You know, most people may not agree with that. So it's just like I want these people to know that, yo, I really do love God, but I really do love you, and I really love to party, and I love to have a good time. So I'm not like the typical Christian that y'all think. Like I don't know. It's a long journey for me.
Yeah, it's like, when is it like not okay to have fun? Like when did we like, I don't know. Like, and I know like there is right and wrong, and like I know that, but it's just we've turned it into something so stifling and so
Right.
like sometimes it's like I understand why people hate Christians because like
Right.
I hate us too sometimes.
Exactly. That's how I feel
So
too. I ain't gonna lie.
but no, I think I mean I'm grateful for people like yourself and just I mean even I know that I mean you're close with Corey Paul too and he's
Hmm.
helped me so much and um no, I'm grateful that there are people out there that like are living it and like
Right.
we're really I mean even you know 36 came out on RMG Amplify, right? Like I love
Yeah.
and Derek, they're just really about it and like showing
Right.
people love and good music and
Mm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
I appreciate that right there.
but yeah, it's a journey. It'll be and I'm excited for like the new wave too. Like I feel like your generation just is kind of taking that new that fun thing. You know what I mean? That's refreshing and that yeah. So
Yeah, this generation, man, we got it's I'm all I'm gonna say is just like whatever Christian rap was is not what it is now. And what's to come, like it can't it's just so dope. Like it can't be boxed in. Like it's just like yo, we really rapping. We really got the production now. We got the lyrics now. We got the drip now. Like everybody can dress. You feel me? Everybody, the videos are up. You know, like we doing what a lot of people have not done. You know, and it took somebody to take the torch. I feel like we taking risk. Um, and the music is just crazy. Like, yo, we got one day like a girl who's dope who can really rap. You got
yeah.
like Aha Gazelle, like Hovey, like What Up RG, 1K Few, Paris Cariz. It's just so many people like that take that torch to the next level and making good music because anybody can be Christian, like, but I don't like when people like music that's just Christian, but it's trash. You know, like I'm like, yo, like it's Christian, you like the message, but when I'm listening to the song, it's just like so mediocre. So I'm looking at a lot of the promo videos that I see on Instagram and stuff. People like, man, this is hard. I'm like, it's really not, bruh. It's like, and I'm not saying my music's the best in the world. But it's so not good, and I'm just like, man, it's a banger. I'm like, it's really not, y'all. Like, come on.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I mean I think too like we show God is a God of excellence and like we
Right,
glorify him by excellent work, you know, and
right,
like he's not glorified in like mediocre half done things, even
right,
if his name is said 5 million times, like
right.
no.
That's exactly,
But
yeah. People, Jesus, 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 but let me be quiet.
oh man, we could go on a long time, you guys. This is the whole
Right.
thing. No, yeah. Um, just kind of like a basic question about yourself. How did you come up with your rap name, Rockstar JT?
That's crazy. So somebody just, well, nobody asked me that on Twitter. I actually mentioned this on Twitter like 2-3 days ago. So
Mhm.
I seen Lil Wayne perform John featuring Rick Ross.
I
Uh,
was running to that this morning.
oh,
Such
really? That's
uh-huh.
crazy. That song was such a bop. So it's just like, yo, he performed at the 2011 VMA Awards, and I remember like it was yesterday. And he was like, he had a guitar with him. I think he did How to Love as well. And I was like, Lil Wayne was like one of my biggest influences, like growing up. Yeah, I got like a poster of him in my room right now. It got like stickers all on it and stuff like that. But it's just like he was like my top influence. I was like, okay, man, one day I want to be like Lil Wayne. Like, I used to love Lil Wayne. Like, oh my goodness. I
He's
was
a
like,
legend.
yeah,
Bet.
he's a legend. I was like, one day I'm gonna be like Lil Wayne. So he performed that. I was like, man, yeah, because I'm gonna be a rock star. And I was like, okay, Rockstar JT. So my coach, I used to play football. My name wasn't JT until like second or third grade, and my coach was just like JT. And my mom nobody never called me that. until my coach in New York called me that. And when I used to live up there, it was like, okay, I used to go by that from now on because I loved it. And I was like, okay, JT. So I was like, okay, Rockstar JT. So I used to try to rap or whatever. I used to call myself Professor JT. I was like, I don't know why. If I still had that name now, I don't know who would take me serious. Like, I wouldn't take myself serious. Even like with Rockstar, a lot of people don't take it serious, but not everybody trying to be a rock star. Like, not everybody saying Rockstar. Like, I promise you, bro, 2011, I was on this wave. So it's just like, okay, everybody said Rockstar. So I was like, okay, I want to be like Lil Wayne. And when I seen that, I was like, let me just go with Rockstar JT. And I got saved like in 2013. So I changed it. It was just like young, wild, and free from sin, standing on a solid rock for his shining for his glory. So it's just like rock star, like God star. You know what I mean? Like, so that's when I look at it as another, but that's not the true meaning. I'm just saying, like, when I thought about it before.
Some of that like idea of rock like can have so many different meanings and
Exactly. It can get like some dope meanings too, some dope boy meanings.
there you go. Can fit in anywhere.
Right.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, well, I mean, anything else that like you wanted to share, talk about, or
Um, just know that new music is on the way again. You know, like I just dropped a song 3-6, but I got more music coming, mixtape coming soon. I'm just trying to get all of the, squares, checked out right now. Trying to build and build more and more. And God is good. Like even during this coronavirus crap, I feel like the Lord is still good, and He still loves us, and He's still sitting on the throne. That's really all I got to say. I appreciate the interview. It was amazing.
yeah, no, thank you. And yeah, like you said, like I feel like God almost like sat us down to be like,
Right.
okay, what are you doing? What are
Right.
you? Even
Right.
though it is a sad and scary time, I'm like, there's a reason for this, and like,
Right.
on the other end, it's gonna be really cool to see all the creativity and all the life lessons, and we'll see.
I'm excited. I'm so excited because you never know what the Lord about to do. Like, and I'm like, yo, I'm here for it. Whatever God, like, I believe in God, so it's just like, whenever He say it's done, it's done. You feel what I'm saying? Like He say next week. So I'm just trying to trust in that and continue to walk in my path.
Definitely. Well, where can people find you? Drop your handles.
Yeah. So everything Rockstar JT. I have YouTube channel. I have Twitter. I have Instagram. I'm on TikTok now. I don't know how to use it like that, but Rockstar_JT on TikTok. I'm just trying to build that as well, but it's hard because I'd never be on it ever. Yeah. Anytime you need to hit me up, hit me up. I'm here.
Awesome. Well, you know where to follow us, Overly Conversated at OV_conversated on Twitter, Overly Conversated on Instagram, overlyconversated.com. You know what it is. So thank you, JT. I really appreciate you. That was
Hey, I
so
appreciate you.